Ramachandra. I see Atharva, I see Ramachandra, Pranav, Sri Krishna, Atharva, Balaram, Mukund, Samskriti. Okay.
Mukund was already going into the Krishna Leela.
Mukund is already getting into the Krishna Leela?
Yeah, he was putting Govardhan in the background.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
I know how to do it, but I'm not sure how to insert the pictures inside it. It's kind of...
Yeah, even my son, he knows it. I'm not sure how to do it. Otherwise, I would have told you. Okay, can we get started, kids?
Yes, Mataji.
Wonderful. Happy Monday, everyone. So what we will do is we will revise the previous class, and then I think previous class took place on Thursday, right? So we will do a small recap from Thursday's class, and then we will dive into today's session. Will that work?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So we can first do our prayers, kids. Let's get started with our prayers. Om Ajnana Timirandasya
Jnananjala Sharakaya Chakshunditam Yena
Chakshurunmilitamena
Tasmai
Tasmai
Shri
Shri
Gurave
Gurave
Namaha.
Namaha Namo
Namo Vishnu Padaya
Vishnupadaya
Krishnapadaya
Bhutale
Bhutale
Bhagavate
Vedanta
Vedanta
Swami
Swami
Namine Namaste
Namaste
Saraswati
Saraswati Devi
Devi
Gauravani
Gauravani Prasharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyati Sutarine
Sri
Jai
Krishna
Shri Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Prabhu
Prabhu
Nityananda
Nityananda Shri
Shri
Advaita
Advaita
Gadadhara
Gadadhara
Shri Advaita Gadadhara
Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Rama
Hare
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare Hare
Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Okay. So let's get started from our last class. We can do revise the verses first if you all don't mind. Can we go? Do you want to do a group or individual one?
Individually. You can do it in group.
Mataji, we are taking two to three kids, Mataji, together. Vrunda Mataji is doing like that.
Okay, so 2 to 3 kids at a time. Okay, we can do that. So
Did
what
you
happens is,
say this verse?
so what happens is why we do that is because see we have we can use the other part of the time to cover the story as such. That's why we are just doing 2 or 3 people at a time. Okay. Okay, kids. So we'll have who wants to go now? Subhadra, Balaram, and Samskriti. Why don't you recite this verse?
Okay. Aham sarvasya prabho matva sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha.
Wonderful. Very nice. Okay, who else is lifted their hand up? Can you raise your hands, kids, so that I can call your names? Okay, I see Nandini. And Ramachandra, why don't you go ahead? Ramachandra, Mukund, Nandini.
Okay. Chita Madgata Prana
Dayanta Parasparam Kathayantasya Mam Nityam Tashyanti Cha Ramanti Cha.
Good job. Can we go into the translation for this verse? Who wants to do the translation? Okay, Subhadra, Nandini, and Ramachandra. Why don't you go ahead and recite the translation?
I am the source of all spiritual and material wealth. Everything is made from the one who perfectly knows the this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts.
So did you all notice what Subhadra did? What did she do?
She folded her hands.
Yes, she folded her hands. So she's
That's
giving
good.
respect to Krishna when she's reciting this Bhagavad Gita sloka. Like that, we have to develop the mood to give respect when we are reciting the slokas. Can we all do that as a habit, kids? Whenever we see something good in another devotee, we have to imbibe that quality. Okay? If that is easy to do, nevertheless, why can't we do it, right? So this way, we will appreciate others. Okay, and we will. I mean, then what happens is in the process, somebody else will see you doing that, and they will see, oh, see, Ramachandra is doing. Why can't I also do? They will follow it that way. That's what is Vaishnava behavior. Okay, we don't become envious of the other devotee, but in turn, whenever we see good qualities in others, we try to imbibe that quality. Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
All right, let's move on to last week's class. What happened last week? When Mother Yashoda left Krishna in the middle of his breakfast and ran to the kitchen, Krishna, he did not like this. He was so angry and his lips were trembling like that. And what happened? His lips turned pinkish. And then all the other parts of the body, including the nails, they also turned pinkish. And when you are angry, you start to press your lips. And Krishna, he held his lower lip with the teeth to express his intense anger. When you are angry, you don't end up doing, you end up doing something that is not desirable. So, what did Krishna do? And we will see in the next class. And that's what we are going to see in today's session. And we also saw about Bhagavad Gita, how was Duryodhana's character in contrast to Yudhishthira's character. And we always, as a devotee, appreciate Yudhishthira's character. And Duryodhana, he was envious because of his envious nature. He also developed other bad qualities like getting angry, and he was so determined to fight with the Pandavas in order to take his kingdom. Okay,
Even
and in turn, Yudhishthira, he was he had the ability to tolerate to provoking situations, and he fought for Arjuna as a devotee. He fought for the will of Krishna, and that is why we have Bhagavad Gita, because Arjuna had so many questions in his mind. All those questions were answered to us as devotees to understand Krishna's glory and greatness. Okay, and we also saw the sloka. Who wants to recite the sloka?
can Ramachandra say Mataji?
Okay,
Nandini Mataji.
Ramachandra, Mukund, and Nandini. Why don't you recite together?
Okay.
Krodhat
Bhavati sammoha sammohat smriti vibhrama smriti bhramshat buddhi nasho buddhi
Yati.
Wonderful. I saw Mukund folding his hands this time. See, he picked it up. Congratulations, Mukund. Very nice. I'm so sorry. I didn't see other kids because of my maybe other kids also did it, but I'm so sorry. All right, because I couldn't see others from the screen here. My screen has only view of 3 or 4 kids at a time, so I can only see that many number of kids. Okay.
Wait,
But
can you put gallery view?
gallery view, if I put that, I'm going to hide my what is
Screen.
it? Yeah, anyways, that's why I can't. Yeah, I'll get distracted.
The slides are so small.
Yeah, I'll, because this is we are discussing from the
Don't see
last.
presentation.
Yeah, this is last week's class, that's why I made it small, but anyways, I made it big for you if that's going to help you. Okay, now we saw that from last week's class, this Bhagavad Gita verse, which Mukund, Ramachandra, and Nandini recited. What does that verse say? From anger, complete delusion happens, and from delusion, bewilderment of memory happens. And when the memory is bewildered, intelligence is completely lost. And when intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material pool. And that's why when we start this process of contemplating the object of the senses, that time itself we should be very much careful. We should say, oh my God, I'm starting to contemplate on something, say a video game or something. I have to immediately get this thought out of my mind before it actually leads to attachment and turns into lust. So what you should do, you should engage yourself in some other activity that is favoring Krishna consciousness. That way your mind is not distracted and you're not going to anyway succumb to the objects that you're going to fall into prey. And we saw what lust was with an example of story from Ramayana, right? Whenever you focus, whenever what happens, whenever you want to get some object for your own sense gratification, that is lust. And Ravana, he wanted to enjoy the property of somebody else, that is Lord Sri Rama's wife, Sita. Is that right? For his own sense gratification. That is completely wrong. And that is lust. And Ravana, he is the personification of kama or lust. And we saw Ravana with the 10 heads. And when each of his head was broken, what happened? Another head came back. Like that, our desires, when one is broken, another desire comes to us. The desires are never ending. And that is the reason we have to surrender to the Lord. And when we surrender to the Lord, what happens?
You
The
want
lust.
desires.
Yeah.
The Lord will help us and He'll take the desires away.
Correct. He will take away all the material desires we are having. And then this, what happens? This lust gets changed into love for God. Okay. The transformation of lust to love happens. And this process of Krishna consciousness, which actually brings a person to the love of Godhead. Okay. All the bad qualities that we have gets cleansed from our heart. Cheto Darpana Marjanam happens, as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. Okay, kids? And this is the story we saw. I just summarized it for you so you could understand. See the 10 heads of Ravana, and those who are on the spiritual path know that as soon as you cut down one head, the 10 more head grows. It is an endless battle. Finally, Rama shot his arrow into Ravana's heart. When the arrow pierced the heart of Ravana, he fell to the ground. And Rama is the only one who has the arrow. The arrow cannot be obtained by anybody else. It is the exclusive power of Ram. And that is why Krishna says in the Gita, the material energy is very difficult to overcome. But when one surrenders to me, that is the Supreme Lord, I take I conquer his lust. I will conquer Ravana within your heart. For me, it's not difficult. I will kill all the demons in your heart with my arrows. Okay? Okay, kids, and today's session, are you all excited to see what is in store for today's session?
Yes,
Mataji.
One second. Yes, Mukund, is this Mukund?
Yes, Mataji.
One second. Yeah.
You were saying about Ravana, and you had said that he, when Lord Ram had shot the arrow into his heart and the arrow pierced through his heart, then he fell dead to the ground. So I have heard that he had shot the arrow into Ravana's navel because all the power was over there. So I'm confused which one is right.
Oh, in terms
It's the navel.
So why this is told is just because I'm just talking about a comparison. This is not the literal Ramayana story, okay? All I'm trying to say is that your anarthas in your heart goes away when Ram enters your heart. That's what it means. I'm not exactly talking about which part of the body that Ravana, the arrow went to. So to your answer, he actually shot him in the navel, and that is right. But here in comparison, we are talking about getting rid of our anarthas in the heart as Ravana in our heart will be removed. Okay?
Yes,
This is just a comparative story. All right, Mukund?
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
No problem, Mukund. Very good question. Okay, are you all able to see my kids?
Yes.
My screen,
Yes,
kids? Okay, let me make it.
It's a little
Let me
small.
make it. Yeah. I'll make it big for you. Okay, can you see, kids?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay, we will continue today's session. I have so many exciting stories for you, but it's a question of time. I'm not sure if I'm very slow in completing my lectures on time. But we will see how much we can cover, and maybe we can take it up to the next class if we can cover the remaining. All right?
Yes, Mataji.
All right. So now Krishna held his lower lip with the teeth to express his intense anger, as I mentioned. When you are angry, you always do something that is undesirable. So Krishna, what did he do? Something undesirable. Krishna, he picked up a rock and threw at a big pot of buttermilk. And Mother Yashoda, she was working hard all this morning churning butter. And now Krishna broke it, and the milk was all over the place. Can you all see how naughty Krishna is?
Yes.
Immediately, Mother Yashoda is going to come here soon and she's going to get me. So he wants to get some tears ready in his eyes so that he would be forgiven for his act. He's getting ready now. He made this mischief and he was sure that Mother Yashoda is going to catch him and she's going to give him something really, not good. He was getting all anxious about it, and then he was trying to get some tears into his eyes. He was still hungry. So he enters into another room, climbs up the motor, and reaches the butter pot, which is hanging from the ceiling. Can you all imagine? There is a lot of pots hanging from the ceiling, and he climbs up one of the motors and tries to reach the butter because he was so hungry. His belly was not full. Okay. So you imagine that, and this is just an example. Imagine as if the butter pot is hanging from the top. So what happens? Why do they do this in India? They used to keep different products, milk products, yogurt, some other things hanging from the ceilings with rope. So Krishna was reaching that out and feeding himself some butter. Now Yashodama is back in that room where he was churning butter earlier. And what did she do? And what did Krishna do before that? That is something we will see in next class. This is all we have for today. So what did we see today? Krishna, he was angry, and then because of his anger, what did he do? He broke the pot.
Broke the butter pot.
Yeah, he broke the butter pot. Immediately, then something came into his mind. Mother Yashoda is going to come and catch me anytime now. So I have to pretend as if I have to pretend as if it happened by an accident or something like that. So he's getting all tears ready in his eyes. So when Mother Yashoda comes, he can pretend as if he is a good boy, right? And then you all know that his belly was not full. He was still hungry, so he climbs up the motor to reach the butter that is hanging from the ceiling and then ate butter. Okay, and now what is going to happen? What is Mother Yashoda going to do to him? And then what did Krishna do with the butter? That is something we are going to see in the next class. Are you all okay with this, kid? Are you all okay with this so far?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, now we'll go into the past time to actually understand the contrast of how one should react during anger, or when he is angry, what you should do, how you can come out of it. Okay, this is not the usual pastime that we talk about, but we'll see something that probably you may not have heard. Some of you might have heard. I'm not sure, but let's see this pastime. All right. If you know this pastime, after me repeating it, you can also summarize the pastime for us. Okay. All right. Now we'll get into the story. So we all know about Dhruva Maharaj, and this is the pastime of Dhruva Maharaj. He got very angry with Yakshas who happened to kill his younger brother Uttama. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
Who are yakshas?
So see, actually Dhruva Maharaj happened to rule the kingdom, right? And so what happened, one of his brothers, Uttama, we know that where Uttama and Dhruva Maharaj, they wanted to sit on the lap of his father Uttanapad, and Uttama was allowed, but Dhruva Maharaj, he was rejected by his father, and Uttama's mother, she happened to give an explanation to Dhruva. Now, Uttama, he happened to be killed by the Yakshas. Okay. And because he was being killed by the Yakshas, Dhruva Maharaj wanted to take revenge of the Yakshas. Okay. They are demoniac. I mean, they are kind of bad people. Okay. So he has to, because being a king, he has to protect, right? He has to protect his people. And because Yakshas committed this heinous act, he wanted to take revenge upon Yakshas. Are you getting the story, Shreyansh?
Yes, thank you.
Sure. So now what happens? Somebody intervenes here, and that is Swayambhu Manu. Swayambhu Manu, he is the grandfather of Dhruva Maharaj, and he happened to intervene and tell him some instructive verses, and he told Dhruva Maharaj, see, you have to control your anger. Okay. What happened was Dhruva Maharaj, he happened to kill a lot of yakshas in the process, because his brother Uttama was being killed by them. He started to kill almost all the community of yakshas. Okay. And there, what happened? Swayambhu Manu, he intervened into the situation. He happened to tell Dhruva Maharaj, see, you better control your anger. Now, what did Dhruva Maharaj do? Did he listen to the advice of Swayambhu Manu, or he acted in his own way? Because when you are angry, what happens? Coming back to the sloka, you do something undesirable because you get bewildered. Your mind gets bewildered and you start to do something undesirable, right? And that is when we need the association of or saintly people to come and tell us, see, what you're doing is wrong, like that. Are you all with me so far, kids?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
All right. So now what did Swayambhu Manu say? My dear king, just consider what I have said to you, which will act as a medicine treatment upon a disease. Control your anger, for anger is the foremost enemy on the path of spiritual realization. I wish all good fortune for you. Please follow my instructions. This is what Swayambhu Manu said to who?
Dhruva Maharaj.
Very good, Mukund. Attentive listening is very important. Okay, when I say the story, if you lose track of what I'm saying in the story, then you won't understand. You will have lot of questions in your mind. Okay, inattentive listening is actually very bad, in the sense that it's better you don't listen to it than doing inattentive listening, because you'll be filled with so many questions after the class if you don't listen properly.
Mataji,
Yes, Keshavi.
what's the sloka 11 point something?
Oh, that is the sloka that talks about the Swayambhu Manu instructing Dhruva Maharaj from Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yeah.
Okay. So now Dhruva Maharaj, we all know he is the liberated soul, and actually he was not angry with anyone. But because he was the ruler, in order to keep up the duty as a king, he became angry for some time in order to reinstate law and order. So we all know he's a liberated person, right? And all his material desires were gone as soon as Lord Vishnu touched him with the conch shell. And being a liberated person, how can he get angry? He's not getting angry. These pastimes are for us to learn what we should do when we are angry. Yeah, example. And when we are angry, we end up doing something that is undesirable because our mind is bewildered, our intelligence is lost, and therefore a saintly person intervenes and he tells you, okay, please control your anger. Like that, in our situation, a parent might come and say, hey, Aditya, please control your anger. When your parent says this, would you listen to them? Or you may even get angry with your own parents. So will you, I mean, when they say, please Aditya, or please control your anger, what would you say?
No. Respond.
Yeah, you should listen to them and immediately calm down, or say, please give me some time. I'll calm myself down and come back to you. Because when you speak something out of anger, it's all going to be rubbish, right? And
That's why people say don't write any text messages or emails when you're angry.
correct. So don't do anything when you are angry. Calm down, then talk to the person, whoever you have to talk to. And then your mind will be clear. When you talk in such a situation, your mind will be much clear. Okay. Now, I'm also reading the other things that are shown in the purport. Okay, what does the purport talk about? His brother Uttama was without fault, yet he was killed by one of the yakshas. It was the duty of Dhruva Maharaj to kill the offender because Dhruva was the king. When the challenge came, Dhruva Maharaj fought vehemently and punished the yakshas sufficiently. But anger is such that if one increases it, it increases unlimitedly. In order that Dhruva Maharaj's kingly anger not exceed the limit, Manu was kind enough to check his grandson. Dhruva Maharaj could understand the purpose of his grandfather and he immediately stopped the fighting. Okay, this is very important. When somebody is devotee or a saintly person gives instruction to you, we have to immediately follow that instruction. And that is why the instructions from Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam is so valuable. Because those are instructions for us to imbibe in everyday life. And when we follow that, we actually get Vaishnava behavior through that process. Okay? The word Shrutena Bhuyasa means by constantly hearing are very important in this verse. By constantly hearing about devotional service, one can check the force of anger, which is detrimental to the process of devotional service. Srila Parikshit Maharaj said that the constant hearing of the pastimes of the Lord is the panacea for all material diseases. Panacea means cure for all material diseases. Everyone, therefore, should hear about the Supreme Personality of Godhead constantly. By hearing, one can always remain in equilibrium and thus progress in spiritual life will not be hampered. So, hearing is a very important instruction that Srila Prabhupada gives through this purport. What happens through this process of hearing about the glories of the Lord? Your heart gets cleansed, your anarthas goes away, all your material panacea, material diseases vanishes. And we will, yeah?
What does hampered mean?
Hampered means obstructed.
Oh.
Okay? Okay. And what's the time now? Okay, we can do it in 5 minutes and be done. Okay? Let's move on to the next part of the story, kids. Are you all ready for it?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, I'm also ready for it. So now,
Mataji, what was the snake slide?
Oh, snake slide. I have to go to the snake slide. I'm so sorry.
Mataji,
So, yeah.
when my brother did a presentation, he used the same Narada picture.
Oh, really? Very nice of you to remember that picture. Who's this? Is it Ramachandra?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, good. Okay, in the same purport, Srila Prabhupada actually talks about the story of the snake also. What is the story of the snake? Are you all excited to know about it?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes.
Yes,
Once
Mataji.
I'm also excited to share this with you. Once there was a snake who became a devotee by the instructions of the great devotee Narada Muni. Okay. Narada Muni instructed the snake not to bite anyone. Hey, snake, please don't be venomous to anybody. Don't bite anyone. That is what Narada Muni told to the snake. Since ordinarily we all know the snake's business is to bite the living entities. And the devotee snake, he was forbidden to do so. Unfortunately, because of this, people took advantage of his non-violence, and especially the children, they began to throw stones at the snake. Like that, they started to throw stones at the snake. Because he was non-violent, he was not going to bite anybody. He was keeping quiet. He didn't, pull out his tongue. And people were misusing this. And they were taking it to their advantage, saying, oh, the snake is not going to bite anyone. We can do anything to the snake. Let's throw stones at the snake. Like that, the kids started to do.
They're hurting living entities.
Correct. They are hurting living entity. Very good point.
Bad karma.
Accumulating bad karma.
And also, it's not just living entity, it's actually a devotee.
It is a devotee. Anybody, anybody for that matter, we should have an equal vision to all living entities. It doesn't matter. Okay. And that is the instruction given in Bhagavad Gita. We should develop that attitude of seeing everybody equally, even being, that is the example shown by Rantideva. Remember? Rantideva, he treated everybody equally. He paid obeisances even to a Chandala who came to him. Okay? Yes? Yes,
I didn't hear the story.
Okay, yeah, we'll go back to the story. The snake, he did not bite anyone. However, because it was an instruction given by the spiritual master, it took the instruction of the spiritual master very, very seriously. After a while, when the snake met his spiritual master, Narada, he complained, I have given up my bad habit of biting innocent living entities, but they are mistreating me, throwing stones at me. Upon hearing this, what did Narada Muni say? Don't bite, but do not forget to expand your hood as if you were going to bite. Then they will go away. So still he's saying, can you look at Narada Muni's instruction very, very carefully here? He is saying, you don't bite. You don't bite, snake. Still you don't bite. But what you do, you try to expand your hood, and people, they looking at your hood, in fear they will run away. And that is the instruction that Narada Muni gives to the snake. Okay. And now we will see the moral of the story. Do you all understand so far, kids? What did the snake do? And wow, see the snake, there are few points that we have to remember from the story. The snake followed the instruction of the spiritual master, no matter what, even when people were throwing stones at him. And Narada Muni, after the snake came to him and told about the situation, he gave an instruction that is very nice. Right? When you look at the instruction, he's not asking the snake to go back and bite the devotee who is doing that. Go back and bite the child who is doing that. But instead, he's saying, just open and expand your hood. So people just looking at the hood, they will go, run away. So sometimes people say if we are too soft, they will kick us hard and try to misuse our goodness. So by this story, we can learn how to behave with demoniac people. Okay, a devotee is always non-violent. Very important point. He is qualified with all good characteristics. But in the common world, when there is mischief made by others, he should not forget to become angry, just for the time being, in order to drive away the miscreants. The lesson is we should always have control on the anger and not allow anger to control us. So during that situation, we can act as if we are angry, but we don't become angry internally. Okay, it's just the act. He's just asking us to act that way so that the people don't misuse you in certain situations. So that is the contrast that Srila Prabhupada gives in the same purport. He talked about how Dhruva Maharaj reacted when Swayambhu Manu gave him the instruction, and how the snake story, how we should behave when people are trying to misuse the goodness. Okay, we should act as if we are angry, but not become angry. That is the takeaway message. Okay, kids. So today's session, we saw quite a few stories, 2 stories we saw, and we also saw what Krishna did. And in tomorrow's
anger.
Yeah, and in Krishna's, in next class, we are going to see what is Krishna going to do when Mother Yashoda comes. And before that, what is he going to do with the yogurt or the butter that he has? What is he going to do? Who is he going to? Apart from him, his belly is going to become full after some time. And then there are few people who are going to come to him. Who are those few people who is going to come to him? And
The
ask
monkeys.
for the monkeys. Correct.
Monkeys.
Yes. It's the
Monkeys.
I think one of them is Hanuman.
One of them is Hanuman. Yes, you are going to see that in the next class. Padma Saki Mataji, she'll have a wonderful presentation to talk about what all charity did Krishna do, to who all he did, and what punishment did Yashodamma do to him. Probably that will be seen in the next class. Okay, kids. It was very, very nice of Shita Priti Mataji. She gave me this time slot. So I was going to be busy on Thanksgiving Day. And that's why I had to come to today's session and give you all a class. So happy that I was able to do. And thank you, kids. Till next week. I'll come again on Thursday and meet with you on Thursday. Yes.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I have a question.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Classify. How do we classify if our anger is coming out of ourselves or if it is staying inside?
Okay. So what does it mean when you are controlled by anger or when anger is controlling you, right? Yes, very good question, Mukund. So the point is that when we are controlled by anger, our memory will be lost and we will be bewildered because our intelligence is lost and we will do something undesirable. But when we are controlling the anger, that means our mind is still calm and quiet and that we are able to take any kind of action during that period of time. That is the way you can check on whether anger is controlling you or you are controlling the anger.
Mataji, one thing was coming to my mind.
Yes.
Like in Bhagavad Gita about anger, there was one verse.
Yes.
Krodhat bhavati samoha, samoha, smriti vibhrama, smriti vibhrama buddhinasha, buddhinasha pranashyati.
Yes, that's the verse we talked about in last class, 2.63. And that is what I quoted today. And Mukund, did you get did your question get answered?
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Okay. Thank you, kids. Vrunda Mataji is here. Going to take your next class.
Mataji, what is the verse's text that she just recited?
2.63.
2.63.
Okay. All right, kids. Bye. Hare Krishna to you, all of you. Have good Thanksgiving.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Have a great
Bye, Mataji.
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, everyone.
Vrunda Mataji is going to take it. I'm going to make you host.
Be cooking.
What is that?
Are we doing Devanagari, Mataji?
No. Did you see the message? Like we told you to keep one fabric ready?
No.
Rectangle shape. Who all have it? Okay, if can you get it quickly if you have it at home?
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah, a small rectangle shape.
I'll just be watching because I don't have the fabric.
Okay, you can watch. And okay, we are going to see how to drape a simple dhoti for your deities. Simple
Mataji, I'm not doing it because I don't have fabric.
Okay, no problem. You can just watch and understand how we can do it, okay? Quickly. So I'm going to use a doll here because I don't have we cannot do it on deity now, right? So, but it will give you an idea, okay? So anyone has it or you're going to just watch it?
Mataji, I'm getting it, Mataji.
Okay, good. Who is that?
I'm just watching. I'm also getting it. So can you just watching?
I will wait for 2 minutes. And if you have a ribbon, you can get a ribbon also. And we need some safety pins. Some small.
One class started on there. You have to do it.
Mataji.
Yes.
So will this doll work?
Okay, we need something that our deities have this kind of legs, right?
Oh, I don't have that type of doll.
Okay, then you just see. You can try with that, Suraj. You can try. You see if you can do it, okay?
We have to put the safety pins inside the doll?
No. We are going to use it with
because I don't want to damage my doll.
Yes, you have to be very careful while using the safety pins with our deities, right? Carefully, we are going to use it.
Mataji.
Yes. You were saying before about a ribbon.
Yes, we need. If you have a ribbon, we need a ribbon also. Small piece of ribbon.
I have a question.
Yes, who's that?
Sir, this is Sri. So, like the doll that we're using right now, it just has 2 straight legs. But if we wanna like put the dhoti to Krishna, it's kind of 2 legs are bended, right? So will it work?
Yeah, I think it will work.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah.
Mataji,
Yes.
is it too big or not?
I think that is very big. So what are you going to use for draping? Are you going to use a doll now, Balram?
Yeah.
So you have to cut it according to the size of your doll.
Okay.
Yeah, so I took this size. I will just spotlight myself 1 second. Yeah, I took this size. So I will quickly start now, okay? Whoever is going to watch, you can watch. Can you hold, Akshita? So see, I have taken this cloth. No, not now. Wait 1 second later. Sorry. So this one is the front side. This one is the back side. So I'm going to hold the cloth front side facing me. And this is the back side.
Mataji, can you spotlight yourself? Can you
I'm
18 by 18 cloth work?
No, it depends on the size of your doll.
Okay, so I have taken this long, like this is 10-inch long, because the size is perfect for this doll. So whatever size your deity you have, accordingly you can take that, or a doll. Now you're going to use a doll, so you can use a size of a cloth accordingly. Now I have this front side facing me. I'm going to fold it like this. Can you see? Small plates. I'm going to give 2 small plates. Can you see? So you fold it like this, one plate, and I'm going to do 1 more plate. Did you get this? And then I'm going to make it tight, because if when you leave it, the pleats are going to go away. So you can just make it little tight. Pleats.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Are you all done so far?
Mataji, could you show this step?
What is that?
Could you show
Okay. Okay. So this is the front side is facing me. Okay. This is the front side. This is the back side, which is facing you. Then I'm gonna do the pleats now. Okay. Plates. One side is going in 1 plate, and then second plate. Got it?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes. So what you can do here, if you have a needle and thread, you can quickly stitch these pleats here. Where is the needle and thread? But right now, I'm just going to use a safety pin here, okay? I'm just closing these pleats here so that it won't come out.
I'm glad they will just go outside.
Okay.
Working right now.
And then, can you hold this, Akshita? So now I'm going to use a doll, okay? So this one goes on the right leg of the doll. This goes on the right leg of the doll. Like this. And then you can drape it, sorry. And then this side, there will be a cloth, right? This goes inside the plates, okay? This goes inside the plates. You got it so far?
Which one goes inside the place, Mataji?
This cloth, this side cloth which you are draping, it goes inside and pleats should go up, on top of it. You have to cover this cloth here, okay? Slightly. Got it?
Yes.
Everyone got it? Yes? And I'm going to use 1 more pin here. So usually what I do, I use a Velcro here and then another side of the Velcro here, and I lock it like this with the Velcro. But since it's instant one, we can use a pin here, a small pin. Okay, is everyone good so far?
Yes.
Yes? Everyone got it so far? Shubhadra, are you doing it? You're okay with it so far? Who else is doing it? Suraj is doing. I think Suraj mom is helping. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, there is this another side, right? This cloth you can see. Here, do you see this side? This length of the dhoti? I'm going to make pleats with this. So this is the front side. Start with the front side. 1, 2, 3, and back side also should end with the front side of the fabric. Both sides should be closed with the front side of fabric.
Mataji,
Not
could
the
you
back.
show again which part
Hello?
you are holding?
Okay, so this is the cloth, right? This is the remaining cloth.
Uh-huh.
Then you have this side of the fabric, right?
Okay.
Which is a small side. This is the width, this is the length, right,
Okay.
Mataji?
Yeah.
Can you hold the doll, Akshita? Yeah. So here, so this is the continuation, right, Mataji? This one. Here the cloth ends.
Yeah.
Now you can take this side.
Okay.
And then this is the front side. You can make pleats like this.
Mataji, make plates, 2 plates again.
Yes, this side again you have to make pleats.
Okay.
3 or 4 small pleats, and you can try to cover with front side cloth. Okay.
Nainu Krishnudiki ayino paper
Okay. Are you done so far? Shall I move next?
1 minute, Mataji.
Yeah, okay. So if you want, you can again lock it with a pin. But since we are going to tug it in, I'm just leaving it free.
Okay, let's. Okay. Yes, Mataji.
Okay, so now this side, you can put it in between the legs and
it has to be long.
Put it back and tug it in.
Okay.
So we put the one after, like you did with the 2
Yes, after whatever pleats you made here from the side, from this side, right? See, this is the continued fabric. Once you drape it around. And then you have this small side of the fabric. That you're going to make some small pleats.
3 to 4 times.
Yeah. And then take these pleats and put them back and tug it in. Or you can pin it here. Got it? And then this looks like a dhoti here. So this should look like pleats. And now these pins are visible, right? Can you hold this, Akshita?
Yeah.
What you can do, you can cover it with a ribbon.
Mataji, can you explain one more time?
Which part?
Like the whole thing, I really didn't understand.
Okay, I will tell you again. Quickly, okay? How much time we have?
It's 8:06.
Okay, 5 minutes more we have.
Yeah, 5 minutes. 5 to 8 minutes.
Hold it all, Akshita. Okay, so this is the cloth we have, fabric I have. Move the doll for now. So this is the front side.
Mataji, I made it.
You made, Karima?
Yes.
Beautiful. Very nice. Now you know, right?
Yes.
Very nice. Okay, I'm going to show it again, okay? For those who want to see again. So this is the front side. It is facing me. I'm going to make 2 or 3, depending on the size of your fabric. You can, if you want to make 3, you can make 3 pleats here. I'm going to make 2. Make them tight here. Here, just hold it tight. And then pin it up. Bring that up. Hold it, Akshita. These pleats go on the right leg of the doll or the deity here. Okay. So when we have a dhoti like this, only their lotus feet will be visible, right? So this goes like this, and then I'm gonna drape it like this. I got it in the front, but I'm gonna keep it behind these pleats. And then I'm gonna use one more pin here. Okay. Oh, I didn't put it properly. So do you all know why we are learning dhoti today?
Yes.
What was yesterday?
Gopashtami.
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 So what happened on Gopashtami?
Radharani dressed like Gopa.
Yes, so she wore dhoti that day, right?
Yes.
Yes, so this week we will have Gopashtami related activities.
Oh.
And then we will also listen to a nice story of Gopashtami on Thursday. So now I have this side of the fabric. I'm gonna do some more pleats here, like 3 to 4 small ones. And this front side should be in the end, should cover it like this. It should not end with the back side of the cloth, okay? Okay, and now
Mataji, can you see my dhoti?
yes, you are done with that, and then do it behind. This
Mataji, Mataji, can you see my dhoti?
who is that? So if you want, 1 second, Akshita, 1 second. If you want, you can also make it look, you can also tuck this in here.
Oh, yes.
If you want. If you don't want to keep it free like this, put it like this and
I will tuck that.
tuck it in here so that it looks like this. And then cover it with a ribbon. Where is the ribbon, Akshita? Cover these pins with the ribbon.
Wait.
And in summer, they don't need shirts, right? Deities don't need shirt. So you can just have a chadar. And that's it. The outfit is done. Right?
She's like, yeah, see, no, it's fine.
Okay, who wants to show me?
I will make it.
Oh, Subhadra made it?
Khushi.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. Very nice, Subhadra. Good job. Yeah, show Khushi.
Subhadra, your doll is so pretty.
Oh, Khushi.
Thank you, Mataji.
Actually, it's Krishna.
Wow, Khushi.
Very nice, Khushi.
Thank you.
Anyone else wants to show? Or we are done?
They can unmute and Suraj, you are done?
It's not Churaj.
I made it, Mataji.
Oh, nice, Mataji. It looks nice.
Actually, this has to be nicely done, but yeah. Right now it's
Depends on the fabric, because if you have a longer,
Yeah.
maybe you can tie it nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got an idea, right,
You
Mataji?
got dhoti tucked out
Yeah.
back side like that.
Looks nice. Okay. So maybe I think we can end the call here.
Yes, Mataji, we have closed correct time also today.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpataru
Mataji, for showing me Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Koti Vaishnavi.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.